The 2022-23 season was a bit of a roller coaster for the Warriors as their playoff dreams were dashed by the Lakers in the Western Conference semifinals. The team seemed all over the place, plagued by inconsistency, and that magical team chemistry that clinched the 2022 championship went MIA. But don't let the downs of the past season dim the Warriors' shine. And as the new season is upon us, the Warriors could be up for one last dance. Now going into the 2023-24 season, the Warriors knew they had to shake things up after a pretty underwhelming 2023 playoff run. And shake it up they did. But the most significant departure was Jordan Poole. Now, Jordan Poole was a key player in the Warriors' title run during the 2021-22 season and was rewarded with a hefty 4-year, $128 million contract. But fast forward to 2023, and Poole's season got off to a rocky start after that infamous incident with Draymond Green, and that was just the beginning of all of his troubles. From turnovers to locker room drama, Poole just wasn't himself, and it took a toll on the Warriors' playoff ambitions. So the writing was already on the wall. It was time for a change. However, no one could have predicted that this change would involve flipping Poole for veteran point guard Chris Paul. In his very first GM move, Mike Dunleavy had the whole league scratching their heads. But the message was crystal clear. The Dubs believed they'd have a better shot at the championship with the 12-time All-Star than with Poole. Now CP3 should need no introduction. With a whopping 12 All-Star nods under his belt, he's entering his 19th season in the NBA. But we gotta face the facts. At 38 years old, he's not exactly sprinting towards youth. Last season, CP3 posted some career-low numbers, just 13.9 points per game. However, he also dished out a team-high 8.9 assists, and that's actually exactly what the Warriors need from him. He'll undoubtedly be playing the supporting role in an offense that already boasts the firepower of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And it'll be all about setting up those sweet opportunities for the Splash Brothers, and CP3 is a master at that sort of stuff. I mean, the dude's one of the best passers in the history of the sport. No surprise, he ranked third in assists per game last season. With that being said, CP3's playing style is kind of like the missing piece for the Warriors' offense. He's got this incredible ability to just spot open shooters anywhere on the court, and he is no slouch when it comes to sinking three-pointers either, which is hugely valuable for spacing the floor. But here's the real kicker. Chris Paul has never been a bench warmer in his entire NBA career and has started in all 1,363 games that he's played in. But that streak is probably going to change this season with the Warriors. The expectation is that he's going to slide into Jordan Poole's old role off the bench. What exactly that role will be is up to Coach Steve Kerr, but you can bet your bottom dollar that CP3 is here to boost the Warriors' championship dreams. That subject aside, the Warriors kept the band together and will look to lean even more on their veterans. As it stands, unless Kerr decides to pull some sort of surprise, the starting lineup is pretty clear. We've got Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and Kevon Looney taking the reins. Now, let's just start with the man himself, Steph Curry. The guy's in his prime and there's still plenty of gas left in his tank. No doubt he is a top 3 player in the league, right up there with the likes of Jokic and Giannis. Last season, he lit up the court, averaging 29.4 points, shooting a blistering 49.3% from the field, 42.7% from downtown, leading the league, of course, with 4.9 three-pointers per game, and a cool 91.5% from the free throw line. In the playoffs, Curry was basically a one-man wrecking crew, just carrying the Warriors' offense on his back. Out of any other player in the entire league throughout the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, Curry dropped the most points at 396, made the most field goals at 145, and of course, had the most threes out of anybody at 57. Oh, and during this, he etched his name in the history books by becoming the first player to score 50 points in a Game 7 during the playoffs against the Kings. Simply put, Stephen Curry is the lifeblood of the Warriors, and he's that one piece of the puzzle that other teams just cannot replicate. The only catch, that would be his health. If Steph is full throttle and with CP3 by his side, we could be in for a Curry masterclass this season. Anything is possible with Chef Curry, and that's why Warriors fans are keeping their faith. Now, if Steph is the man running the offense, then Draymond Green's your man running the defense. He's the heart and soul of this team, and a huge chunk of his job happens on the defensive end. It's no surprise that the Warriors locked him down after an All-NBA defensive second-team selection this year. Draymond is like a defensive wizard, and there's no trick he hasn't seen or doesn't already know how to do himself. Sure, back injuries and the ticking clock of Father Time have slowed him down a bit, but he's still one of the best defenders in the entire league, both on and off the ball, thanks to his insane versatility to guard multiple positions on the court and provide elite rim protection. But Draymond chips in on the offensive side too, dishing out dimes like a guard, but the only thing that might need a little boost is his scoring. And this isn't Draymond's first rodeo anchoring the defense either, and you better believe he's going to be one of the linchpins in the Warriors' quest for glory once again. But as important as Dre is to the Warriors, Klay Thompson is a staple of the team as well. In these past few years, we've seen Klay go through the ringer with those two brutal injuries. However, there is a silver lining. Klay Thompson has managed to complete his first full season since these injuries. Statistically speaking, Thompson had a fire year, averaging 21.9 points, the most since his 2016-17 season, and a career-high 4.1 rebounds. Klay lit up the league with 301 made three-pointers, shooting a cool 41.2% from downtown. Sure, of course, his form did take a nosedive in the playoffs, but let's put the postseason blues aside for a moment. The regular season was a roaring success for Thompson, and his numbers make it crystal clear that Klay can still be that colossal piece for the Warriors. Next up, we've got Andrew Wiggins. After a fantastic playoff run in 2022, the bar of expectation was set quite high for him. Unfortunately, personal issues and injuries kept him out for quite a lengthy period. Coming back for the postseason, Wiggins was solid, sliding right back into the groove, averaging 16.7 points and 5.7 rebounds. While not matching his earlier highs, it's understandable due to the time away from the game. And this season, it's about regaining his form and contributing consistently to something he can pull off easily. Now, let's talk about the guy who gets down and dirty for the Warriors, Kevon Looney. Last season, Looney showed that he could single-handedly change the course of games with his incredible screens, his defensive versatility, and just relentless rebounding, doing the kind of stuff other players might not really enjoy doing. Now, Looney might not have the size of Embiid or Nikola Jokic or the athleticism of Anthony Davis, but he somehow always finds a way to get the job done. And if Looney keeps riding this wave of improvement, the Warriors are in a fantastic shape in this department. Now to the supporting cast. First up is Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga showed some serious promise last season, and he's expected to take a pretty big leap forward in his third NBA year. Kuminga put up some decent numbers, averaging 9.9 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 1.9 assists in his 67 games. And also hit double figures scoring in 32 games, so the potential is certainly there. With CP3 throwing lobs to the athletic Kuminga and Gary Payton II, it's like a highlight reel just waiting to happen. Now on to Moses Moody. Despite limited playing time last season, he showcased remarkable efficiency, averaging 4.8 points in 13 minutes per game with a 47.6 field goal and a 36.3% three-point shooting. It's time for the Warriors to give Moody and Kuminga more chances, injecting youthful energy into the aging roster. Speaking of Payton II, he had a bit of a limited role last season due to injury, but was crucial in the postseason, and it's clear he can be just as instrumental as he was during the 2022 title run. Let's talk about the new addition, Dario Saric. He is a great fit for the Warriors, offering versatility, high basketball IQ, and crucial size at 6'10". What makes him stand out is his ability to shoot threes at a career rate of 36%, hitting 39.1% last season. This skill will be valuable for the Warriors, and Saric should seamlessly integrate into the system, providing reliable coverage when needed. Now let's talk about the bench players who may not be in the spotlight every night but can be absolute game changers when they need to be. Lester Quinones, after an impressive summer league performance averaging 21.2 points per game, earned a two-way deal. While he's a work in progress, the potential for growth is evident. The Warriors also added some promising rookies like Brandon Podziemski and Trace Jackson Davis from the 2023 draft. Podziemski, with his shooting and passing skills, may not make an immediate impact, but has the potential for a surprising rise in the league. And there's also Corey Joseph, a dependable third-point guard who knows his role and doesn't try to overdo it, much like Chris Paul does. He provides valuable depth and experience off the bench. Now, these players may not be in the spotlight every night, but they bring depth and cover to the Warriors roster, and they sure know how to play their part if and when the need arises. Now the Warriors still have one last roster spot, but it's not expected to significantly change the outlook of the team. Now the Warriors are already on the mature side and added more years with CP3 stepping in for Poole. But age ain't nothing but a number, and the Warriors have proved they're aging just like fine wine would. However, the wild card here is going to be injuries. But if they stay in tip-top condition, they're locking in that playoff spot for sure. And once they're in, with all that talent and experience, they definitely got what it takes to go all the way.